Shavua Tov, good week. Chodesh Tov, good month. Last week we finished Hanukkah, the rabbinic festival of Hanukkah, and we're also in a new month. Hanukkah is in the month of Kislev, and now we're in the month of Teves. So in this week we also have a fast day, the 10th of Tevet. So you should do some research on this fast day. It's a minor fast, meaning it's only 12 hours. So starting after dawn and then until nightfall, until there's 3 stars. And that is when the siege on Jerusalem began from Nebuchadnezzar. And there's a lot of calamities that happened in that time. The Torah was translated into Greek, and there's a story around that with the 72 sages that they put in different rooms, and they all translated the Torah exactly the same way. And me and my wife actually reviews every month. So when it's a new month, we go through what happens in the month, what's the laws, what's the significance of the month, which I obviously advise all of you also to do. And we do it from the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, the black books that I showed you last time. And like last time, the reason we're doing this live stream is a question and answer session. To answer all the questions, and I get a lot of them, on my comment section on my YouTube channel. We will be going through any questions in the live stream first, because the people that is on the live stream takes priority. And we will be going through it step by step. So if you do have a question, you can leave a comment on any of my videos. And then eventually, B'ezrat Hashem, with God willing, I will get to all your questions and hopefully be able to give you an answer. If I already made a video about it, to keep this question and answer session as productive as possible, then I will just refer you to a video that I made to save everyone time. And my videos is well researched. I put a lot of effort in the videos so that it comes out clear, it's heavily edited. So I think it would be anyway better to watch the video than the answer on a live stream. So I just wanted to point that out. Then many of you have noticed that I've changed my icon on my YouTube channel to me, the Jewish convert. And I've actually also changed the name to my Hebrew name, which is Shayel Kriel. So my name, my English name, the name was given upon my birth, was Theodorus Kriel. Theodorus is a Greek name that means gift from the gods. Plural, not good. So when I converted, I changed it into Shayel, gift from God, singular. So keeping the same name, gift from God, but making it singular. And my family name, Kriel, happens to be a Jewish family name, although I don't know of any Jews in my family. So that's just something that many of you have noticed. I'm still at the Jewish convert, so that didn't really change. And I didn't feel that the other icon was true to what I'm trying to do. The other icon said, keep calm and be a Jew. In the beginning, this channel was mainly for Kiruv, to bring other people, other Jews, closer to Judaism. But it's also spreading Judaism, knowledge about Israel, Judaism, conversion to Judaism, and you don't have to convert. You don't have to be a Jew. So I felt always that was like something that always troubled me a little bit, because I like to be accurate. And that is not exactly accurate. You don't have to keep calm and be a Jew. You can be a Noahide. you can be a righteous Gentile, which is basically a Noahide. So that's why I changed it. There's no other significant things around it. Something I wanted to do for a while and decided to do it. Let's go to I do have a question here on the live stream from Gregory Stevens, who's asking, do you think Meir Kahana was right? Meir Kahana was a rabbi, the Kahana that I know. I'm not sure right about what exactly, if you can clarify that. But I'm not very familiar with Rabbi Khan, so you'll have to be very specific. That's the only question I have in the actual live stream. So let's move on to where I want to get to, which is the questions in the comment section. There is a lot of them. So first of all, I'm going to start from the most recent comments and then work my way down. There's questions that's like 2 years old here. So I'm going to take it from the most recent and work it down. And I'll also tell you the video where it's at, the questions at. And if I do reply to a question of one of these comments, then I will later on put the link to this live stream in the comment. So then the person that asked the question will get his or her answer. So the first question, which was 1 day ago, was on the video Parashat Miketz, which was the Torah portion that we did last week in Israel. We are now in Vayigash, which I already published as well. I publish the Parsha every Motzei Shabbos. After Shabbos goes out at night, the new Parsha is released. So I'm always one Parsha in front. A Parsha means a section, and I'm always one section with editing in front of where we are actually reading. So I'm actually in the editing in Vayechi, which is the last Torah portion of the book of Bereshit, which is called Genesis in English. So soon I will be publishing the entire Genesis, which is a highlight for me. So on that video, Parshat Miketz, Bar Dosia. Again, I'm not good with names in general, so if I don't say the name correctly, forgive me. So he's saying on that video, amazing nusach. Nusach is a custom, the way of reading it, the way people behave, nusach. So he's saying amazing nusach on the tamim. Now I'm assuming he means the Yemenites, which is called the tamim. The tamanim would be the full way to say it. The temani is the way we say it in Israel. Temani is the Yemenites, the custom. So he's saying amazing nusach on the temani. He is assuming that it is temani, it is the Yemenite tradition of reciting the Torah. Where can I learn the style is his question. Is there a chazan? Chazan is normally a prayer leader. The one that actually reads the Torah is called the Baal Koreh, the master of reading, is a direct translation, Baal Koreh. Is there a chazan? I'm assuming he means Baal Koreh, only to learn from, or maybe music sheets. So, first of all, the Parsha that I'm putting out every week is not Nusach Temani. It is not the Yemenite way of reciting, although it does sound very similar. It's also not Sephardic. Many people have commented or think it's Sephardic. It's also not Sephardic. It is actually called Nusach Yerushalmi, the custom of the people of Yerushalayim. That is the Nusach that I have taken for these videos because I like it. The Temani, the Yemenite Nusach, is considered one of the most accurate ways of pronouncing, and the same with Nusach Yerushalmi. That is also why I have taken it, because they actually pronounce a ein, like a guttural sound, where in many other, in Ashkenazi custom, the ein and the aleph sounds pretty much similar. So that is why I've taken that custom. Also, in all my videos, in the description, I say where this is from. So in the description, it does say it's Nusach Yerushalmi, the custom of the people of Yerushalayim. And it's done by Rabbi Uriel. I'm not exactly sure, but Uriel something. So you can check in the description of the video. And it's not really music. The way that the Torah is read isn't music. It's not a song. It's a trop, it's called. So there's a tradition of how the Torah should be read, stressing certain words and not stressing others. And there's different signs that you can actually see when I follow along in the Hebrew. You'll see there's like different signs that tells the Baal Koreh, the master of reading, where to emphasize something, where not to emphasize something, how to read it. But it does sound like music, so I do get the question. But the trop, by you meaning, is there maybe a music sheet? The music sheet or the trop is in this reading that is being done in these parasha videos. It's little signs. There's like dots. There's like something that looks like an S. You got to learn it with a Baal Koreh, with a master of reading. That's the only real way to really be able to do it. With me doing these videos, I'm actually starting to get the trop. I know the signs. That's how I know I should pause and then follow further. I know where he's going to go long on because I've been doing it for a while. So sometimes you can just learn in that way by watching the video, following along. That's also a good way. But if you really want to learn it, you need a Baal Koreh, a master of reading. So that's one question done at least. Let's see if there's anything in the live chat. Lindsay Adams is also moderator on my channel. She's been here, I think, from the start. And she's asking me, she's saying, glad to see you, are healthy, safe and well. We are, Baruch Hashem. Please tell me your thoughts on Netanyahu. So she's referring to Bibi Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu is his full name, but we call him Bibi in Israel. He is the Prime Minister of Israel. And I'm not really into politics. He's a right wing. He's the leader of the party called Likud. It's not a religious party, but it is a conservative party who always forms a coalition with, which is called the right bloc, meaning religious parties, like the party of Ben Gvir and Smotrich, which many religious people vote for, Chas, which is the Sephardic party where Rabbi Ovadia Yosef of blessed memory was part of this party, was the head of the party. Not sure how involved he was, but he was the name of the party. So I don't really have, politicians are politicians. I trust no politicians. But I obviously want a right government, not a left government. I think it's very difficult for you to be religious, Jewish especially, and religious, and still vote left. The left is for many things that's against the Torah. I don't think I've got any other thoughts other than that on Bibi Netanyahu. So Boots Off Og is asking, this is in the live chat, what do you think about conversion via reform denomination. If it is the only possibility, is it better than the Noahites? No, it's not better than being a Noahite. Reform is not Judaism. I can tell you, I'm not saying this saying this without any knowledge. You can watch a video that I made, which is my life story. It's a very long video. But I was 3 months in Reform because I thought, like Boots of Org is thinking, that Reform is just an easier Judaism or a lighter Judaism. That's also what I thought, because I didn't know a lot. So, but once you get to Reform, I was in Reform 3 months, like I said, and there was 2 guys that was in the Reform conversion, and after they will convert to Reform, then they will get married. Now in Judaism, you cannot get married to a man. It's impossible. It's a direct verse from the Torah, nothing from the oral law. It's direct verse from the Torah. You shall not lie with a man as you do with a woman. Direct. No, you don't need to darshan it. You don't need to take it out. That's what's written, black and white. So Reform is not Judaism. It's nothing to do with Judaism. Most people, majority, they don't keep Shabbos, they don't keep kosher, they marry non-Jews. Their children isn't Jewish. Nothing about it is Jewish. And because they call themselves Reform Judaism, makes people believe it's Judaism. So many people would say it's worse because they are desecrating the name of Hashem. It's Chilul Hashem, we say in Hebrew. So it's desecrating the name of God. By calling this Judaism, you are desecrating the name of Hashem, which is the worst sin for which there is no repentance. So better to stay a righteous non-Jew and thus have a share in the world to come than to convert, reform, and think that you are Jewish and no one keeps any laws. So my chavruta is also in the live chat. Caleb Swart is the guy I told you about in the last live stream. We had a few videos also here. We actually still have a video where we sing Yaleh Yavo together for Rosh Chodesh. You can listen to that. It's a hit. My chavruta is great. He is Sephardic. So, you know, I'm Ashkenazi. And we have many debates. But it's good to debate. It's good to debate. Great chavruta. And he's also got some good news. B'shah Tovah. We hope to see big things from Ovadia, which is his Hebrew name. Although his English name is already Hebrew, Ovadia is his Hebrew name. Henry Stevens is asking, do you think if you are born of a Jewish father and a Gentile, a non-Jewish mother, should you convert? Most definitely you should convert. If your father is Jewish, even if he's the greatest rabbi, and your mother is non-Jewish, you are non-Jewish. So you will have to convert if you want to be Jewish. That is the law, that's Jewish law. You are Jewish through your mother. Your tribe goes through your father, but you are Jewish through your mother. So if you had a Jewish father, but you don't have a Jewish mother, then you are a non-Jew. So you will need to convert. Boots of Org is asking a follow-up question. Is conservative better option than the reform? There is no option about Orthodox conversion. Only Orthodox. Only Orthodox. All these other movements, they are not keeping Jewish law. So it's rather be a non-Jew then, be a Noahite. Still you have a share in the world to come. Everything's good for you. It's I'm not sure why. I understand that people are looking for options, but your option is, if you want to be Jewish, fully Jewish. Being Jewish means that you are accepting the Torah and you believe that the Torah was given at Mount Sinai to the Jewish people by God, and Moshe brought it down, and we must follow every single law in the Torah with no exceptions. It's not like Christianity where you can pick and choose what you like. It's the entire thing. You gotta do everything, all the commandments. It's not a pick and choose religion. So conservative, for example, they drive to shul, so they are not keeping Shabbos. We could say they're sitting together, maybe not such a big issue, but they are not Shomer Shabbos. They don't keep Shabbos. So, why do you want to get involved in that? Why not just then stay a Noahide? Be a righteous Gentile, have a share in the world to come. Because if you consider this a real conversion, conservative conversion, and so you've accepted the entire Torah upon yourself, and you don't keep it, then you don't have a share in the world to come. So you're worse off. That's the problem. That's the problem with all these reform, conservative, reconstructiveness, progressive, all these names that they give themselves. It was always just the Orthodox. The Orthodox, by the way, is a name that was given to Jews by the Reform. When they started Reform, they called us Orthodox. Orthodox, the name Orthodox means the right way, the right path. So even they recognize the right path. So El Al, which is, by the way, also the airline of Israel, is asking us, is in the live chat, I'm Jewish and want to start getting closer to my roots. Any tips to learn Hebrew? So learning Hebrew is very important because everything is in Hebrew. Not essential, I would say, but very important. If you're very new, you should start learning you should first of all find a synagogue, an Orthodox synagogue. Then you should find a rabbi that you can learn with. There is many online lectures that you can listen to that can help you understand Judaism, Hashkafa, the way of belief, and there's many great rabbis online. I did make a video about it, but when I started with Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi, and basically he's got all the answers you need on almost all topics that you need. So I would definitely start there, but you need a rabbi. This is what many people in my comment section also seem to try to avoid. But it says in Pirkei Avot, in the Ethics of the Fathers, which is the last seder, the last section of the oral law, Jewish oral law, it says that you must make for yourself a rabbi that you can learn from. Joshua from the Bible. Notice in the Bible that Joshua was always with Moses. In the entire Bible. Because he learned from Moses. And then afterwards he took over. This is how you learn. You got to attach yourself to a big rabbi or a rabbi and learn from this rabbi. How to learn Hebrew. I do have a video on my channel of how to learn Hebrew with many different options. But if you just want to learn Hebrew, the easy way, free way, is an application called Duolingo, which is great for Hebrew learning. The other way is to go over the Torah with the Hebrew and the English underneath it. That's the videos that I'm now doing chapter by chapter and also parasha by parasha. So section by section in English. Jacob Eliyahu, also in the live chat, is asking me your possible thoughts on Rabbi Asher Meiza, a rationalist, as he says it, lived in Israel and now in Florida. Again, I made a video about this topic on my channel. It's called How the Rabbi Wars Started, with all the controversy between him and Rabbi Yaron Reuven, how it started with a list from Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi. You should watch that video, which gives full details on my opinions on the subject. Not sure if you know, but his channel got taken down. I'm not exactly sure what happened with his channel, but he's like started new. He was quite big in the convert circles. I'm not sure where he's at or where he's holding now. So Al is just saying that he or she will be going to a synagogue, which is very good. That's where you should start. And getting some help with learning. So hopefully that's attaching yourself to a rabbi. And this rabbi you should ask all your questions to. And also just saying he or she loves the videos. It's been helping a lot with the learning. And more about the Torah. So that's actually why I created this channel. So very good to hear. And I've actually ran a poll a while ago. And I thought there's a lot of Christians on this channel, just based on the comments that I'm getting. And it's actually mainly born Jews on my channel, and then converts, and then Christians. Baruch Hashem for that. Still in the live chat, Gregory Stevens is asking, would you recommend that the non-Jew with a Jewish father converts? Should they just stay a Gentile? Well, they're not Jewish. If the mother is not Jewish, then they are not Jewish, and then they are like a Gentile. They could return to their roots. I mean, tribal descent still exists, but they are non-Jewish. But they don't have to convert. Someone that is not Jewish don't have to convert. That's also why I changed the icon, because you don't have to be a Jew. You can be a righteous Gentile and have a share in the world to come and everything. Keep the 7 laws of Noah with all the subsections, which is also a series of videos that I'm planning to make with my rabbi to educate Noahites of exactly what is the 7 laws of Noah, where does it come from, and what's all the subsections of these 7 laws. But if you keep that, which is basically just being a good human being, then you have a share in the world to come. You don't have to take on, it's called the yoke of heaven. You don't have to take on the 613 mitzvot. If you do, your reward will be much greater because you had more to do. But, if you know you're not going to do that, then it's better to keep the 7 laws, have a share in the world to come, than take on 613 and do 600 and have no share in the world to come. So I would recommend that if your father is Jewish and your mother is not, then you are a non-Jew, and then you should investigate, see what you believe, and then make an informed decision based on that, and knowing that you have no obligation to convert. And if you have this Christian fear that, but I won't go to heaven, Judaism, what's great about Judaism is you don't have to be a Jew to go to heaven. You must be a good human being, follow the 7 laws of Noah, and you will have a share in the world to come. So Yaakov Eliyahu is asking in the live chat, what minimum type of books do you suggest to start the Jewish journey? Example, Torah, Chumash. So the Torah is the Chumash. The Chumash is a fiver. I made a video about this, so I can't remember what the video is called, but it's quite popular. I'll look it up here quickly. But that video basically gives you like all the steps of where you should start to learn. I think it's called Learning More About Judaism. The video's name is Beginner's Guide to Learning More About Judaism. And it's under the playlist Practical Judaism. That's where I would start if I were you. In that playlist, Practical Judaism. There it tells you basically everything. It gives books, online sources, free sources, because not everyone has money to buy books. If you are Jewish, you start learning as soon as possible. So I would suggest to watch that video. Yaakov Eliyahu is also asking, do you adhere to the Rambam's teachings and philosophy? So the Rambam is Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon, was one of the greatest rabbis that ever lived 1,000 years ago. Maimonides he's commonly called, and he wrote the Mishneh Torah, which is the books you see here at the top of the screen. That is the Mishneh Torah. He also wrote books, like he says, on philosophy, like Guide to the Perplexed is his most famous work on philosophy. Also a great read. I would recommend anything from the Rambam, from Maimonides, a giant. I think that's the easiest way to say it. It was a giant. And the Yemenites follow him strictly. So they follow the Mishneh Torah as their final halacha, as their Jewish law. We, Ashkenazim and Sephardim, we have the Shulchan Aruch, which is the codified book of Jewish law, and was written by Rabbi Yosef Karo, was compiled from three great rabbis. One is the Rambam, Maimonides. Then it was the Rif, and the other one will come to me, but it's the three R's basically. And they compile with Joseph Karo, took these three opinions and compiled the Shulchan Aruch. 60% of what is in the Shulchan Aruch is the opinion of the Rambam. And from that, there is the Achronim, who comments on this Shulchan Aruch. So Ashkenazim follow the Mishneh Berurah. The Chofetz Chaim wrote the Mishneh Berurah with the Biur Halacha. Is more, it's like a more broader overview. The Mishneh Berurah is shorter, and the Biur Halacha is more like if you want to go deeper into the subject. And there's also the Igalosh Moshe, which is Rabbi Moshe Feinstein of blessed memory. So I'm not sure if that would answer your question 100%. I made a video about it. Just searching for it here quickly to find the name. So the name of the video is How Jews Get Jewish Law from the Bible, where I take it step by step. So you should watch that video, and then you'll get a more detailed explanation. Also, it's the Rambam, the Rosh, and the Rif. The Rambam, the Rosh, and the Rif. They got it eventually. But his question was, do you adhere to the Rambam's teaching and philosophy? So I would say that obviously the Rambam was a great rabbi, but I'm Ashkenazi. He was a Sephardic rabbi, and we follow a lot of his teachings and his philosophy. But we go by the Shulchan Aruch, and then the Ramah, and then the Mishneh Berurah, and so on. So that's the Ashkenazi way of viewing it. And the Sephardic would be Rambam, Shulchan Aruch, which they would take, and then maybe Yilkut Yosef, which is from Rabbi Ovari Yosef. So Burn Process Media, also still in the live chat, is saying, good to see me, thank you. I haven't seen your videos for a while. I have been posting regularly. But I had a little bit of trouble with YouTube, so they put me on like in the naughty corner. I had to delete like half of my channel to get rid of that problem. Are you still in Israel? Yes, I'm still very much in Eretz HaKodesh, in the Holy Land, in Ra'anana, in the center of Israel. So the next question is from Jan Yosef. He's saying that he's a Coptic Christian living in Egypt. I've actually met some of them. I did some traveling. You can watch my life story. I was in Egypt, in Saudi, and Jordan. So I've met a lot of these Coptic Christians, very Orthodox. First question, which country should I immigrate to for conversion? I covered this in the last live stream, but you should try to find someone that would convert you in your country. Now, I'm not sure what's the state of Judaism in Egypt, if there is a Beit Din, if there's a Jewish court of law in Egypt. I don't think so. I can't think of any. And like I said in the previous live stream, even if you immigrate, I mean, I'm not sure how you will immigrate, but if you immigrate, you've got options to immigrate, then bakavot, with all the honor. But obviously, if you immigrate and you're a citizen of the country, then you could convert in that country. But if you just move to a different country, which someone asked me in last week's live stream, then the Beit Din of that country will not convert you because you are not from that country, and they will be suspicious. Jews are naturally suspicious of converts because, unfortunately, because of Christian missionaries, that creates a lot of problems for converts. So all these Beit Dins, these courts of law, Jewish law, want to make sure you are sincere. And if you are coming from a different country, they will be naturally suspicious. Why are you not converting in the country you're from? Now, if you have a very good reason, you can't convert there, then maybe. But I would say if this is your situation, I mean, you're right next to Israel, then you should come to Israel on a tourist visa and approach the Beit Din of Israel and ask them to convert. And they'll probably tell you no. Then you go back again, and then you try again. This is what many people try to do. It could take years, 2 years maybe, just to get on the program. And then once you're on the conversion official program of the State of Israel, then you could start your conversion. There's no easy solutions for people that is living in a country where there is no Jews. I made a video, I didn't make it yet, but I recorded it, where I spoke with Rabbi Tradbergs of Machon Milton, who does the official conversion for the State of Israel. And I asked him this very same question, because I get a lot of this type of questions from Pakistanis, Saudis, people living in Saudi Arabia want to convert, people in Yemen want to convert. You know, there's no good answer. It's you're going to have to come to Israel and try to get on the program, and you're going to be discouraged because, especially coming from these type of countries with the current climate, they especially suspicious. So there's no easy answer, unfortunately. Jan Yosef is also asking, second question. This is also in the live chat. Do you know any converts from the Coptic Christians? I've heard of some, but none that I know personally. So I can't refer you to anyone. So, because obviously it'd be nice if you could chat with another Coptic, a Christian that converted to Judaism. You can always, put that into YouTube search or Google search, you might find someone. There's so many converts these days. So, and many of them are now making YouTube channels, I've noticed. Baruch Hashem. So there is a little bit more diversity. When I started this channel in 2017, there was very few open converts on YouTube. It was very difficult to find. That is why I started the channel. Yeah. Burn process media just saying I used to say number a lot. That's when I was doing the 15 benefits of making Aliyah, which is quite a popular video on my channel. I would go number 1, number 2. So yes, no, I'm going to keep on going with that, don't worry. So Jib R is asking, do you find some mitzvot is commandments, very challenging? For example, Lashon Hara. Lashon is speech, Hara is the evil speech, which is basically gossiping. Gossiping, by the way, about something that's true. Some people think that Lashon Hara is talking about something that is not true. But that's motzi shem ra. That is when you're saying something that is not true. But Lashon Hara is something that is true, but you're spreading it. So he's asking, is that a problem? I think that's a problem for everyone, gossiping. But he's asking, is it challenging? I can tell you what commandments I find challenging, or which I don't like, which I actually told my chavruta, which commented early in the live chat, and that's these minor fasts. So I find them challenging. Obviously, I'm an Orthodox Jew, so I'm doing the fasts, but I find the minor fasts very difficult. Tisha B'Av, which is a full day, 25-hour fast, okay. Yom Kippur, 25-hour fast, I love Yom Kippur. Probably one of my best Jewish festivals, by far. Whole day fast, no problem. These minor fasts, 10th of Teves, Shva'esrei Tammuz, the 17th of Tammuz, the fast of Gedalia, the 3rd of Tishrei, my worst. You have 2-day Rosh Hashanah, next day, fast day, the worst. But they say what you should do is, if you have a commandment that you're struggling with, you should read about it. You should see the significance about it, and that way you'll be more connected to it, find more value in it, and overcome the challenge. Look, I don't eat or drink a lot, so it's not for me a struggle to fast. I can fast for long, but just I don't like it. Know what I mean? I don't like it, but I'm Orthodox, so I do it. This is what I'm commanded to do, and that's what I do. So Jan Yosef is just confirming there's no Jewish community of Beit Din in Egypt. Sad, but most likely true. I know after the State of Israel was proclaimed, 1948, all our neighbors attacked us, and they expelled all the Jews. So there's no easy answer. If you're living in Egypt, you can come for a visit to Israel. Approach the Beit Din and, tell them you want to convert. You're going to have to try multiple times. I know a girl from South Africa that did this. Many times traveling to Israel, back, Israel, back, Israel, back. And eventually she got converted in Israel. She could have converted in South Africa, it would have been much easier. That's what I have advised her also to do. But she felt more alive, like she said, in Israel. Because it is easier, because, it's full of Jews. So, everyone makes their own decisions. But I would say that's probably the only option. I do have a video on my channel of people that convert through a private Beit Din of Rabbi David Benny's son. The Beit Din is in Gush Etzion in Israel. You can watch that video, it's on my channel. But even he will tell you that you cannot convert without the Jewish community because you need to know how to live as a Jew. He says it many times in that video. There is no easy answer for that question. Okay, that's all the questions in the live chat. Now we're going to continue with the comment section. So on one of my videos, Truth Hitman 7473, on a video called Genesis chapter 44, is asking what Tanakh has the name of God. So all the Hebrew Tanakh or Chumash has the name of God written in Hebrew. So obviously I would recommend to go with ArtScroll, which is the most recognized. You could also go with Koren Publishers. And in that particular video, Genesis chapter 44, if you go in the description, there's a link for the Tanakh that I use, actually Chumash, that I use for the videos, with a link from ArtScroll. It could be from Amazon. So you can definitely check that out. So there's another question here on the live chat of Yaakov Eliyahu. His question is long, but I'll tell you the ikar, the core of his question. Saying, do you believe in pray, example, Hashkiveinu, protect us at night, also in the Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, Hear me, O God, hear me, O Israel, I'm the Lord your God is one. If you serve God, He will bless you. But I see many secular Jews that are greatly financially blessed. Thoughts and thanks. So what's the ikar of his question? What is the root of his question? Is why do the righteous suffer and the wicked prosper? That's a very famous Jewish question, dealt with in the oral law, in the Talmud, in the very first Masechet of Talmud Bavli, the Babylonian Talmud, called Brachos. But I also recently made a video that will answer all that questions. It is a long video. It's the video that made me religious. I was very secular. You can watch, I have a video about my life story. I was very secular. And the recent video I made is called Find Your Purpose. The video that changed my life forever, the Jewish convert. So there it goes into great detail about why the righteous suffer and the wicked prosper. That's the way that you view it. It's a verse in the Torah, to give you a short answer. There's a verse in the Torah, in the Devarim. I can never say that English name, Deuteronomy, Devarim in Hebrew. At the end, it says that God will pay the wicked cash to their face to reward them in this world, so that He does not have to reward them in the world to come. So that's one way of explaining it, but there's many ways of explaining it. If you get into the Talmud, there's more than that way, but I would suggest watching that video, which is called, again, Find Your Purpose, a must watch. Great video. The next question back in the comment section is on my video called Parashat Miketz. It is by DMRH69, saying, may I ask what version you are reading from? It's Motzei Shabbos here, SYD, Sydney maybe? And I'm keen to secure that same version with the English direct under the Hebrew. So if you click on that video, Parashat Miketz, in the description of the video, you will find the link to that Chumash that I'm using. It's the interlinear Schottenstein edition from Art Scroll, Chumash. But to find the exact one, it's better to click on the link. The next question is from my comment section from Mr. Bond 4960. It is on my video, is the Rebbe the Jewish Messiah? The problem with Chabad. That was a very good video. The editing took very long. And he is saying, Baruch Hashem, where is that Chabad compilation that you said you were going to do? Keep up the great work. Atzlacha. Have success. Thanks. So I made a couple of videos on Chabad, and it was very controversial because many people don't speak out against any of the big popular movements in Judaism because of the backlash that you get. And you can check the comment section in that video. I don't delete comments unless it's using foul language or is anti-Semitic, but I leave good and bad comments. So you can have a look there of all the comments that poured in, especially from Chabadniks, about this topic. And I made several videos on it, actually with my rabbi Yitzchak Steinberg, who is the Rosh Kollel of OL Ari Renana. So where we go into various topics, is it allowed to pray to a dead rabbi? Is it allowed to write letters to a dead rabbi? I made several of these videos. You should check it out on my channel. There's a few of them. One is Is the Jewish Messiah Here? Where a lot of Christians were saying that the Yanuka and the Chabad Rebbe is the same person. Was not. But I went into a bit more detail. Also had a little bit of fun with the Christians there. So have some entertainment value. Then there was a video, the third Jewish temple revealed in 770, which is a claim made by a Chabadnik. Very strange. The Rebbe is God, says a Chabad Messianic Jew, with the guy actually saying it. So I made that compilation, and you can watch it on there. And again, it's not all Chabadniks believe this way. I made it clear in the videos. And it is a minority, which is a bit of an argument these days, because it is seeming to spread this belief. So, and that is why I made these videos, and I think it's very important for people that is coming back to Judaism, Baal Tshuvas, and also converts, people that is interested in Judaism, that they don't see this and think, oh, it's just like Christianity, which would be a very logical argument to make. So I did make that compilation. Armin Gassimi is asking, how was your Beit Din experience? How many times did you go to the Beit Din at all in your Judaism conversion program? How many questions did they ask you in Beit Din? What was it about? So I made a video about that on my channel, which you can watch. It is quite popular. The video's name is The Orthodox Jewish Conversion Process, from start to finish. It's in the playlist Conversion to Judaism. I also talk about it in a little bit more detail, a little bit more raw, in a much longer video, which is called The Conversion Story and Life Story of the Jewish Convert, in the same playlist. So you can check that out there. But basically I did a 5-year conversion, and I think you need to watch the full video to know why it took so long. Normally it's 2 to 3 years, but I had a journey. Next question is from Miss Yashmu7, which is actually on that video I just mentioned, Find Your Purpose, the video that changed my life forever. And she's saying, doesn't YouTube take a percentage? I would much rather give directly to you and your family. So yes, any donations that you make via YouTube, YouTube takes a healthy percentage. I'm not actually sure how much they take, but they do take it. I mean, I think she's meaning like super thanks on videos. It is just the easiest way to do it. You know, if someone's on YouTube, press super thanks, and that's how they can make a donation. There is also the other link that I provide is this Buy Me a Coffee, which takes a much smaller percentage. So either. That's the two links that I have. Like I've said a few times, this is not my main job. My main job is I'm an inspector for the Ministry of Defence, the Ministry of Health, the National Insurance Fund and medical aids. That's my main job, 9 to 5. Then I edit videos for a channel called Matmonim by Rabbi Lappin. Definitely you should check out that channel. Subscribe if you're into much deeper learning. And I edit videos for Rabbi Lappin. I also edit videos for the Renana Community Kollel, which you can also check out and subscribe. That I actually don't charge for, because I charge for it, but I write it off as maaser. Jews should give 10% of what they earn for charity, tzedakah. So to support Torah is obviously tzedakah, and I normally give that time, which relates to money, to the Renana Community Kollel as my small contribution to the great work that they are doing. But obviously any donations is much appreciated, and it does make a difference. And then this is every Sunday, 9:30 Israel time. So Jib R was just saying here that he's not a Chabadnik. He's not asking a question, that's why I'm only dealing with questions asked. But I'll address this because I add this comment a lot in all my Chabad videos that I made, saying that, honestly, bro, I'm not a Chabadnik, but appreciate all the good work they do for Klal Israel. Klal is the community of Israel. So no one is denying that Chabad is doing good work, just like Sephardic is doing good work, just like the Ashkenazim is doing good work. Everyone's doing good work. It's not that they are doing more work than the rest of Klal Israel. They're doing it more publicly, yes, they make a lot of noise around it, but the reason I made the videos, and I think I made it clear in the videos, is even if there's something a little bit not good, then especially someone that is new, converts, Baal Tshuvas, people coming back, they shouldn't get that little bit not good. They should just get the good. If you understand what I mean. This is what I try to do with these videos, is I don't promote anything on here that I don't think is good for the general public, for someone new, someone coming in. It's not for someone that's been learning for 10 or 20 years. I'm sure they will have a big rabbi to listen to. It's for people that's new, that want to know what is correct and with what they will have no issues with. I'll give you a good example. Let's say you have a convert, Christian convert, that converts and becomes a Chabadnik. What will everyone always think about him or her? That they replaced one dead rabbi with another dead rabbi. There's always that little bit of a, doesn't smell good, you know what I mean? Doesn't smell good. It's an easy mistake to make. So that is why I don't go with that, because a lot of people use that sentence whenever they say anything negative about Chabad. They always say, oh, but they do a lot of good work. Christians do a lot of good work. There's a lot of charitable Christian organizations that is doing marvelous work. Giving food to the poor, feeding the hungry. They donate billions to the state of Israel, to the Israeli Defense Forces, to the government. A lot. They do a lot of good work. But they're praying to a dead Jew. So that's always the issue. There's a lot of good Muslims. There's 2 billion Muslims in the world. That's a lot of Muslims. I believe that 90% of them are wonderful people, good hearts, does a lot of good things. But there is, in them, in their religion, there is this thing with violence. You can see it, look at the Middle East, how it looks like, even without Israel. There's something in there that's not good. That is the problem. Once you have that little bit not good, it's better to stay away from it. It's you can interpret what I say how you want, but that is what I'm trying to get across with these videos. And it's not just me saying this. You can watch a lot of rabbis online saying the same thing about Chabad. So if you want to sugarcoat it a little bit and say, yes, but they do a lot of good. Okay, they do a lot of good. Christians do a lot of good. Muslims do a lot of good. Am I going to promote Christianity or Islam? No, I'm not. So I'd rather keep it clean, especially for the people that's new. And if they make an informed decision, knowing that there is this element within Chabad that has this thing with the last Chabad rabbi of blessed memory, was a great rabbi, but there is an element that believes he is, God forbid, God, or alive, many people believe he's still alive, or that he's dead but he's coming back, second coming, doesn't exist in Judaism. So then yes, it's dangerous. It's dangerous especially for Christians that want to convert, because it sounds exactly like Christianity. Very difficult to tell the difference. And it's also very difficult for Baal Tshuvas, people returning to Judaism, living in a Christian dominant country like the United States. Most of my subscribers are from the United States. So a Baal Tshuva now is going to say that, let's say, takes on Chabad, goes the Chabad way, will say, well, what's the difference between us and the Christians? End up marrying a Christian girl, have non-Jewish children. So I can't endorse that at all. So Janae Dalias is asking, I'm assuming she's from South Africa, in Durban, Umhlanga. She's saying it's very expensive to live in a Jewish community in Durban. Do you think I could live in a cheaper surrounding area during the conversion? So first of all, I don't think Durban does conversions bichlal. They don't do conversions at all. You need to move either to Johannesburg in South Africa or to Cape Town. These are the only 2 places that you can convert that I know of in South Africa. You could convert also in Port Elizabeth. Shouldn't forget that. That's where I started. But it is complicated. The Beit Din must fly to meet you. There must be a certain amount of converts. and there's no Eruv, so you can't carry anything on Shabbos and on festivals. Well, on festivals you could carry, but on Shabbos you can't carry anything. It's better to move to a bigger Jewish community, and it is expensive. There's no way around it. I lived in Sea Point. You would know it's very expensive in Sea Point. Just the accommodation alone is very expensive, but that is, the Beit Din would position it in this way. They would say that if you were serious about becoming Jewish, then you would make a plan. I've asked this question many times to the Beit Din in South Africa, because there's a lot of people that's very poor. How will they be able to convert? Because Jewish communities, just living in them is expensive. So that's one of the problems is that it's not easy. It's not easy. And I also asked this to Rabbi Tradbergs of Machon Milton here in Israel, because he gave that option of flying to Israel, going back. Flights are expensive. So he said there is no easy answer, because Jews feel that there's no chiyuv, there's no obligation for you to convert. So if you want to convert, there's sacrifices to be made. But you have no obligation, because anyway, if you keep the 7 laws of Noah, you will have a share in the world to come. So you should, the best option for you would be Johannesburg. I've heard that is the cheapest, accommodation-wise, and it's a very big Jewish community. So I would say that's your best option. Also in Durban, so it's the closest. So the very last question then we got to end this is Gerrit Rivard is asking, what about Breslav? So Breslav, the Breslavers is a form of Hasidim. They are not Chabad. Chabad is actually a very small section within Chabad, within Hasidim. The Breslavers are much bigger, but no one have this issue with a dead rabbi, except Chabad. The Nanachs, for example, don't believe that Rabbi Nachman of blessed memory is coming back in a second coming, or didn't die, or these type of beliefs. So that's why I made no videos against Breslav or against the Briskers or anyone. Just this particular one has this issue, and I'm not sure if you're talking about conversion, because the Hasidim are very closed off. It's a very closed off community. It will be difficult to get married in that community as a convert, and it will be difficult. There's people that have done it, but it's not something I would recommend. I would say go, if you're talking conversion, or even if you're talking coming back, Baal Tshuvas, go for mainstream, Ashkenazi, Sephardic. Don't have to go for these. You don't have to be the minority within a minority. Judaism is a minority religion. So to pick a minority within a minority, you're just making things a lot more difficult for yourself. That's it. Thank you, everyone. Next Sunday, 9:30. Nice to catch up, answer some of these questions. I'm glad we got into the comment section for the first time. And please God, we will next week go a little bit further into the comment section, get to all your questions, give you the answers that you need. And I wish you a Shavua Tov, a great week, a Chodesh Tov, a great month, and Tzom Kal, easy fast on Friday, which is the fast of the 10th of Teves. You should have a look what that is all about.